on the agenda here. What do we need to do with that, Ben?
I'm not sure. I guess it's an annual event. We have a chairman. I'm secretary. In the past, we've had like a vice chairman.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any suggestions, Keith? What are we supposed to do on that? Can we just move to keep the current slate?
Yeah, you can keep the current slate. You don't have to have different people.
Okay.
Someone can just make a motion to maintain the current slate. Who is there actually a vice chair of the commission?
There isn't at this time.
Okay.
Ben has sort of been acting as vice chair.
Yeah.
I've deemed him as vice chair. So
yeah, you know,
all
the
right.
motion can just be to
Okay.
maintain it as is.
You want to make a motion there, Stephanie?
Yes, I'll make a motion to keep the slate as is.
Okay. Do I hear a second? I think that has to be you, Raven. Are you there, Raven?
I second it.
Good. Any discussion? All in favor?
No discussion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
Say I'm recording the video here, so this recording will be on the town's website over the next few days.
Okay. Since we have the principal in our first development / proposal, that would be PZ 2104RA, Suzanne V. Taxo, how do we say it? Tazaco? And Chris Pacheco, is that how you say your name, Chris?
Pacheco.
That's correct.
Pacheco? Okay.
That works.
Yeah, okay. I think we'll do that right off the bat here. And this regards the and Chris, I'll have you speak in just a second on it, but it's a
Sure.
text amendment of the to update the and allow farming in the light industrial zone, updating LI 130 permit agriculture. So you want to take it from here, Chris, and tell us what your thoughts are, plans, etc.
Please. Yes,
Okay.
Thank you very much. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Pacheco, and I've, as Stuart mentioned, I've put a proposal forward to make a text amendment to the LI 130 zone in Stonington to permit agriculture operations to occur in that zone. It's actually in the plan for conservation and development for the town of Stonington. The 2015 plan had made a number of recommendations regarding industry in the town, one of them being agriculture, and a number of recommendations that were made to support agriculture from that 2015 plan. In addition to that, there was another a recommendation to actually update the LI 130 zone to permit agricultural operations. So I kind of look at it, I'm stepping in to try to help move that forward to work with planning and zoning to actually make that change to the zoning regulations. And Keith Bryan thought it would be a great idea for me to come and talk with all of you folks to see if I can get some feedback from you or thoughts you might have on that proposal.
Well, on the face of it, it sounds something that we'd be very much for. But the plan for the properties is a small mushroom growing operation. Is that
That's
the plan?
that's
right?
what I plan to move there, right? But I can't make that proposal to zoning until we've actually made the text amendment first.
I see. Okay. So, okay, so Keith, even if we go with the recommendation on this, he would still have to come back regarding the actual activity on that land.
That's right. If this is successful before the Planning and Zoning Commission, it would open the door for the business to go before the Planning and Zoning Commission, get a permit for what they're looking to do there.
Okay.
And something like that doesn't usually come before the Conservation Commission. It would either be a site plan or a special use permit when he's looking to construct something there.
Okay.
The public hearing for this before the Planning and Zoning Commission is April 20th at a virtual meeting.
Okay. So the public hearing on the actual activity is.
Just on the regulation amendment.
Oh, okay. April 20th?
Right.
Okay.
So, as as far as the specific language of what's changed in the zoning regulations, it basically copies the same language as is in other zones that allow agricultural uses. So some of the things like processing of agricultural products, some of the other accessory uses that to go along with agriculture are just sort of copied and pasted into this zone.
Okay.
And as Mr. Pacheco said, it's sorry, Carlene's accidentally typing zeros in the chat, and it looks funny. Yeah, this the text amendment, it is the private sector that's actually coming forward and implementing one of the tasks that's specifically recommended in the POCD. It is something that, with the dozens and dozens of recommendations in the POCD, this is one that the town hasn't gotten to yet.
Okay. Well, I have looked over the text amendment, and I think it's something that we like. I don't know what of my other commissioners, any other thoughts on it? I mean, I know that there may be concerns about the activities of various agricultural activities, but I think this is a good first step to allow easier farming in that zone, or allow farming at all.
I agree with you, Stuart.
Shall we make a recommendation then to
Yes.
agree with and recommend that the text amendment move ahead?
Yeah, I was just wondering about like what the proposed change was regarding like a farm stand or farm store. That's often kind of can be controversial in some places. Just wondering if that's just the same as GBR 130 or,
All that language is the same as other zones that allow agriculture. So yeah, this says as an accessory use, you could do buildings or stands for display and sale of produce primarily grown on premises.
yeah. Okay, great.
So it isn't even really for like a general farmer's market where everyone comes and sells things. It's more, if you were to have some sort of stand for display of the mushrooms, that's something that that he could do there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine at this point. So yeah, does anybody want to make a motion on that?
I'll motion it.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd second it that we support the regulation amendment as proposed.
sure. I think that wording's fine. That wording good with you, Raven?
Indeed, yes.
Okay. All right, we have a motion. And do we hear a second?
Yeah, I
second.
second it.
Oh, you did. Mhm.
No, it
Okay,
put you down.
okay. Any further discussion on it at this time?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is that unanimous? Did I hear everybody?
I think
I
so.
think so.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. Motion passes. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and input. I value it very much. Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate your time
Nice
too.
to meet you, Chris.
All right.
Take
You
care.
too, Stephanie. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Next is Town of Stoning Planning and Zoning Commission, a zoning regulation text amendment on the solar energy. So Keith, why don't you talk on that a little bit? Because this is a good thing to know about. I didn't know we were so out of date on that. I don't know if you guys read the proposed modifications, but the existing solar access regulations were adopted in 1986. And in the 35 years since, solar energy technologies had significantly advanced. And basically, as I read through this, I can see that the original regulation was so old that it was confusing or conflating solar electric panels with passive solar hot water panels. And so they're very, very different. One needs to be they do very different things. So Keith, why don't you talk a little about it?
Sure, it's been something we wanted to do for a long time now, is update the zoning regulations when it comes to solar energy. And we're talking about accessory small solar systems that would be for someone's house or business. These really aren't solar farms or large-scale facilities. Those of a certain size are not even regulated by the town. They're regulated by the Connecticut Siting Council. So like the one that was recently built along Togwonk Road, that was approved by the Connecticut Siting Council. But yeah, Stuart said the zoning regulations were written in 1986. I think the town was very cautious at the time. The technology was different. frankly, the things were bigger and uglier when stuck on somebody's roof or in their backyard. They were more of a concern if someone were to have these nearby. So the regulations as it stand now have a ton of rules that don't really make sense, that say in certain zones you're only allowed to have them on your roof, or you're not allowed to have them on your roof. There's one zone where you can only have it on the south wall of a building. So it's a wonder we have any in town at all, really, with the regulations that we have. And as Stuart said, it does sort of mix up the passive solar energy rules, which are more about not blocking your neighbor's solar access with your building, versus active solar energy and having these solar panels there. So the regulations are amended to have this new section. The main thrust is to sort of liberalize the use of these small solar energy facilities for homes. It talks about different regulations for ground-mounted, roof-mounted ones, or even wall-mounted. There's a definition for what small solar means, which is essentially accessory to a use under a certain size, under 10,000 square foot perimeter area of the system. Requirements for required setbacks need to be 10 feet from the property line, side or rear property line, which is actually an increase over the 4 feet that it is now. Environmental considerations, can't have these in the wetlands, buffer areas, and areas like that. Maximum height for a ground-mounted one is 15 feet in height, measured from average finished grade. Any ground-mounted facility that's more than 10,000 square feet needs to get a site plan approval from the Planning and Zoning Commission. So there'll be that review of some of the larger ones out there.
10,000.
That would be pretty rare, because for it to still be an accessory to something, it would need to be accessory to some large business that has enough room to do this.
Yeah, because 10,000 square feet is a pretty large.
Right, right.
Yeah.
As far as roof-mounted ones, there's rules on there to keep it from looking ugly or out of place. They can't extend more than 1 foot higher than the plane of a sloped roof. Can't be higher than the peak of a sloped roof. If you're dealing with a flat roof, it can't be more than 5 feet over the top of that. So I'm not reading every word of it, but it tries to strike a balance between allowing them town-wide and not having them too much in the face of someone's neighbor.
Keith, currently people are putting solar arrays on their houses, on residential houses. I see a lot going on for roofs and so forth.
I've had them for 8 years on my house.
Yeah. So is there any provision now that people have to go before zoning to get that? Or, I mean, is it just part of the structure as long as you don't go too high or do something?
Yeah, they've been approved in town sort of despite the zoning regulations. We've
Yeah.
taken the point of view that the technology's changed so much that if someone puts them on the roof and they're flush with the roof, they're just a normal part of house construction, and they basically just get approved with the building permit that we sign off of. So they have been going up in town, but in a way, it's almost against what the regulations are saying here, the
Yeah,
current ones.
yeah. Well, I think that's one reason to update the regulations then.
Right, right.
Mm.
Um,
We were
Yeah, I mean-
inspected. We did have an the building inspector did have to come and inspect our roof, and where we wanted to have them, like we wanted to extend them over the dormers of our roof, and he had said we couldn't do that. So, it was, not only did we get the permit, but we also we were inspected as well. Just letting you know, that was my experience.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's probably a good thing because one of my concerns with tacking on solar is weight and holes in the roof and so forth and so on. And it's probably good to have, yeah.
So, the contract that, well, they're owned by Tesla now, but, so I leased my solar panels, and, I have in our contract, I have insurance on my roof through the solar company. So that if any damage is occurred by the solar panels, for whatever reason, I have insurance on any damage that occurs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good outfit because I talked to one a while ago and they really couldn't say anything about, what if my roof started leaking and stuff like that. They didn't want to really go there at all.
It was initially with Solar City, and about 2 years ago, I think it was about 2 years ago that Tesla bought Solar City. So it was a good arrangement and a good price. And I save over $100 or maybe close to $150 to what I was paying for.
Mhm. So how much do you pay to lease them?
I pay $60 a month.
Mhm.
I've had them for 8 years, and I actually tried to find out what the buyout was, because after 5 years, you can buy them at residual value. And it was a kind of a weird conversation. They told me that I had to wait until next year, until January, for a new reevaluation. I thought that was odd. So yeah, I guess I just had an appraisal on my house, and that would have been nice if I had that information. It would have been nice to have been able to supply that to her, the appraiser. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop there because I'm not sure what direction in here.
No, I'm just sort of, they're just sort of random questions, but yeah, I believe the efficiency of solar electric arrays drops over the years, but I'm not sure what the time span is. So you might want to watch out on that. They lose efficiency. Okay, well, I mean, I think it's absolutely necessary that the town update this, and I'm glad you're taking the lead on it, Keith, and so forth. So I think that we would certainly approve that if anybody wants to make a motion.
Yeah, I was just wondering about like if there was anything in the regulation about disposal or end of life. I guess that's probably not the place for it because it's just like almost like somebody's refrigerator. But I've heard people talking about solar panels and problems with that they can't be recycled right now.
You would think they would be able to be recycled since they have fairly rare earth
Yeah.
metals in them.
I've
So
heard the same thing, that the recycling is an issue, but I think that, with technology moving as quickly as it is, they're going to address that. It'll probably be addressed. I mean, my solar panels are 8 years old and they're already, dinosaurs, compared to what they're manufacturing now.
Yeah.
They're making tiles on, you can have tiles that are solar powered that look like tiles on your roof now.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that's going to be addressed because of the issue of disposal when they get to a certain age.
Yeah.
And to answer
And
the
also-
question, it's not addressed in this regulation.
Okay.
Um,
There's
and
people,
you know, it's
hurricane damage too.
We
Yeah,
have
well,
there's insurance for that. You know, you get insurance for solar panels. Yeah.
Well, I think that's where the building inspector would come in too. There has to be some sort of standard, and I'm sure that, you know, yeah. However, that's going to be handled.
yeah. And being zoning, it doesn't get into a lot of the building code, fire code, and safety issues, just because it's sort of out of the realm of zoning.
Sure. Okay.
But it's true as far as, you know, the technology. It could be that this regulation is will be obsolete in 5 years if there's new technology where your normal building material, like tiles you might put on your roof, produce solar energy, and there won't really be a need for something like this anymore.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting to reach my roof.
Yeah.
Well, each roofing, each shingle is probably going to be $50. So
Maybe not.
yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah. All right. Well, and anybody want to make a motion so we can just move that on?
So yeah, I'll make a motion to. Oh, thank you. What am I making? I make a motion for Keith to look into revising the current. I'm not sure. Anyone help me?
It's a text amendment, so we just have to use the language in there to approve that.
All right, I make a motion to make a text amendment to current, what is it, zoning regulation?
Yeah, zoning regulation text amendment.
Yeah, and for that text amendment zoning regulation, I will second that.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, opposed? Okay, motion passes. Okay, now this next one has some history behind it. Is this Art Hayward who's applying for this?
Art is the surveyor.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the one doing it. Despite no one here, I think this is the only meeting before the public hearing, which is April 20th. So if
Okay.
the commission does have comments on this, this would be the
Well,
meeting to do it.
It seems to me that this was once proposed as open space, or what's the history here?
This lot was part of a subdivision back in 2006,
Yeah.
and that subdivision was approved with a fee in lieu of open space and a conservation easement over a lot of the middle part of the property.
Yeah.
So since it was subject to the fee in lieu of open space already, this current subdivision that just splits one of the lots in half is exempt from having to pay more of a fee or set aside more open space. The lot in the northwest corner of the original subdivision gained some area because there was a lot line modification with the existing house to the south. So
I'm so
that lot
sorry, you're
got
being
bigger, and
saying
now
my
it's
connection cut out at easement.
sure. This lot
My
was
connection
part of
cut
a
out when you said easement.
yeah. The subdivision was approved with a fee in lieu of open space in 2006 and a conservation easement that went to the town. So
Okay.
there is a conservation easement. If you look at the plan, it's to the east. A tiny bit of it goes on this lot here. So this lot just takes one of the lots and cuts it in half to build two houses instead of one.
Okay, is he exempt from any further subdivision? He had, so was the first one a free split or what?
Well, there was a subdivision of 4 lots in 2006.
Yeah,
So that's what created this 4-acre, created this northwest lot at the intersection of 184 and Al Harvey Road.
yeah,
And then that lot got bigger, and now it's being cut in half again. But it is exempt from any further fee or open space.
okay, so we approved a fee in lieu, and then he also did an easement, but the easement, was that the one with the crazy language in it?
I think so. It is a pretty long one, so
Yeah,
there's
that
crazy
was-
language is probably in there.
we had to be like park wardens or something, or
Yeah, this was the one
think
where we
so.
were going to buy a tent. We're gonna
yeah,
buy a tent for Keith because he had to
Yeah.
stay on site.
we were gonna inspect it every 30 days.
I think so.
Yeah. It was in some lawyer's fantasy how to write a conservation easement. So it was in favor of the town then, Keith, correct?
Right. Yeah.
The town, what, never took it or what?
The town did. It is a
Yeah.
recorded easement to the town.
Okay, where is that easement then?
On the plan, it's to the east.
Okay,
So
trying to read this thing here. Land now or formerly of Kenneth Daly. Okay. Oh, I see, conservation easement. Well, I see a line here.
Yeah, it doesn't really show it properly.
yeah, it shows the line on the southernmost new lot, and then the line sort of fades away.
Yeah,
But it gives you the idea that it's basically a strip along the eastern edge of these lots.
okay.
And it's also over some of the other lots that isn't shown on this plan. So it's bigger than just that strip.
Okay. So I guess we don't care so much since you pay a fee in lieu. Okay, so each of these lots is how big then? It's 2 acres.
Yeah, about 2 acres.
Is that the zoning up there? It's 80,000?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
okay. And he's got septic systems and wells. Okay. So, why are we looking at it then, Keith, exactly? Just because of that that old conservation easement? I guess that's gonna stay
There's
in
no
place.
there's no particular reason because the main question with subdivisions before you is usually open space set aside versus the fee in lieu of open space.
Yeah,
With this, there isn't much of a specific reason it's before you.
okay.
It's really just because it's a subdivision. And it's just before you in case there are any comments that you have. But
Okay.
almost as a technicality.
Yeah. I guess my only comment was I'd like to see a clear delineation of that conservation easement. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not, because I'm seeing it on the house, on the developed lot. I also see a conservation easement. And then I see it on the next lot, and then as you say, it disappears. And I'm trying to figure, like, I think we should have it on record exactly what it is, and I'm not sure. Would that be on the assessor's map?
It would be on the original subdivision plan, the 2006 subdivision plan, and it is shown on there.
Ben, are
You
you
can
showing
tell on this.
it up at all? I'm not hearing you, Ben. You're muted.
Yeah, it is shown on the assessor's map, if that's handy, but
Okay.
I guess my concern would be that the conservation easement was properly like monumented like it says in the agreement or the easement. They're supposed to put in posts or
Uh-huh.
rods. And I guess there isn't one on this lot, or it would have been perhaps picked up.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's going to remain a conservation easement in favor of the town, I think it should have those markings as prescribed originally in that language.
Mhm.
I mean, it is part of our concern is inventory of open space. That would qualify as open space. So I think that would be our recommendation. How does everybody else feel? I mean, it may not be much of a, it may not be much as far as land goes, but I think we should sort of make people stick to their original promise, you know?
Yeah.
Since it is something that the town owns, the town holds, I think it's important to not let it get encroached upon or dissolved in any way. That would be my feeling.
I agree.
Are you thinking about the monumentation of it just on the current subject lot or all of the lots in the original subdivision?
Well, it seems to me
Well-
that if it runs all the way over, it should be monumented. I believe that was in the original wording. That was one of the things that was so concerning, that it seemed like overkill, and
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't.
Well, the owner was supposed to put monuments on the corners or
Yeah,
wherever it changed direction.
yeah.
And but this is a pretty big area. It's over 22 acres. And then the Conservation Commission was supposed to come along and put markers every 100 feet. And
Oh, our little sign markers? you
yes,
mean?
our little signs.
I like those. I want to
Yeah.
do that.
But hopefully there are markers. I mean, seems like they should be on this survey.
Well, I think they would show if they were there, but I don't think, it doesn't appear they don't show on this survey.
Yeah, it was a different surveyor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's my feeling, is that the town should preserve that, should preserve the open space, the conservation easement that was that was made and not let it be diminished or encroached upon, which may well happen. So, I don't know, that would be my motion. I don't know how other people feel.
Yeah, that seems like the open space should be added to the plan, and it's not commented on in the application.
Yeah, I believe it should be, I believe it should be delineated, properly delineated on the site plan. As the original deed said that we read some years ago, which was pretty strict at the time. But if it's only a marker wherever it changes an angle, then it's probably not that hard to do. Was it 22 acres though, Ben, do you think?
Yeah, well, that's mostly on the large parcel. The owner of this property owns the property that's south of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same owner, and
Yeah, it is.
then there are 2 other parcels in this subdivision.
Yeah.
So I have the original 2006 subdivision that I can pop on the screen if that helps too, just to see where the whole conservation easement is.
Yeah, I remember that document was pretty thick for the conservation easement.
Yeah, I printed it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
But it looked like
Where is Al Hard? I mean, 184 is at the top of your. Hold that up again, then.
yeah. I can put it up on the screen too.
Okay.
Where's 184 on yours? Then? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I got you.
Sorry, I had it upside down.
Oh, okay.
Can people see it on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, there's a lot of wetlands in back there. So what are we looking at here, Ben? Keith, are we looking at
This,
lot 4?
yeah, lot 4 is the subject of the current application.
Okay.
So lot 4 took a little land from lot 2
Yeah.
and is now splitting in half, is what the
Okay.
current application is. But this is the 2006 subdivision that shows the conservation easement basically in the middle of all these lots.
Wait a
Which I
minute. Is
believe-
this shaded? The shaded is the conservation easement? Or is that wetland?
Let me
No.
see here.
It looks like the shaded is wetland and the conservation easement.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
black, yeah, in the dark black line is the.
Yeah, it's both.
Okay,
Which is
go
this-
back.
Find the legend here.
Yeah, they.
Hopefully I'm not getting you all dizzy. Yeah, conservation easement is the diagonal hatching.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, Printing Plus did this. That's the owner of this property. The owner. of the-
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Now it's owned by
Oh, he
Del
sold it.
Taco. He did sell it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the town has a fair holding in there as far as an easement goes.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And I have to say I'm a little confused because when you look at this plan, it looks like the conservation easement stops short of lot 4 over here.
Yeah, lot 4 was extended east. after
Well,
this.
Oh,
that's
okay.
why. Okay. Well, that's why on this map, it only shows it partially on the southern lot. This here. Yeah, I don't understand how it works over, but anyway.
Mm. Yeah, I guess when lot 4 picked up land to the south, it picked up some land to the east also.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it now abuts lot 3.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
All right. Well, do I hear a motion to on this as far as preserving the town's status or whatever, however you want to phrase it? Ben, you're a good one to make this.
Yes, Ben, it's your turn.
Oh.
I think we
Um,
want to, yeah.
just, I guess we just request that the open space be delineated on the site plan.
Yeah. I would, that's
And-
what I would go with. Since the open space was, the, conservation easement is held by the town, that we should,
Mhm.
that's what I would add ahead of what you just said.
And verify that the monumentation is in place.
Yeah.
With a machete.
Okay. Whatever. Okay.
Okay, I would propose that.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Any further discussion or questions?
Not for
No.
me.
Okay. All
No.
in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Hearing no opposition, the motion passes. All right. All right, folks, that's the bulk of it. I don't want to keep people too long here, but I did see that the well, let's quickly, anything in old business we should cover. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Anybody want to say anything?
No.
F is installing signs on town open space properties. We might get a chance to do that now, Ben. Did we have signs? I don't remember. We have a bunch
We
of
do
those,
have some of those discs.
the aluminum discs. Good.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the waterfront commission as well, and I think we have a meeting next week. We were talking about signage, historical signage for the town dock, for the it's the only I believe it's the only fishing fleet, commercial fishing fleet we have in the state, and it's historic. And they and I think they had to go to the police commission first. I don't know.
Okay.
It wouldn't have anything to do with us, would it? You know, since you're mentioning signs. And
Yeah,
no.
I don't think so.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
It does
I would
fall
just-
under historic type of things, but it's in the borough anyway, so nothing we're too concerned about.
Yeah, it is in the borough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the signage would be outside the borough though.
Oh, would it? Okay.
Yeah.
You mean as far as directing signage on the road?
Right, exactly. Like
Yeah.
maybe over the viaduct, like Ness, you know, when you just before you go over the viaduct, you have the Ness, and
Yeah,
other things, other signage for other things.
okay. Uh, discussion of open space parcels for preservation. Anybody have any info on that? New info?
Well, I mean, there was one new conservation easement in Mystic that I guess Keith told me about, that the town accepted at the that Harry Austin Drive, that development.
Refresh my memory. Where is that?
That's
This is the
beside the YMCA.
Oh, yeah.
And so that there's a strip that extends on that parcel. For some reason, they gave the town an easement. It was where in the past they'd proposed having almost like water access for a viewing pavilion, and earlier proposals for development. I'm trying to remember why, but I think that's the last parcel I can recall being developed, it's not a parcel, but the last easement for the last bit of open space. But there is a lot of land out in the market right now, and I guess there's a proposal by all that land on the west side of Al Harvey Road, just above Aquarion. Rick Newton was proposing that, and I think the town is working with EPL, Trust for Public Land.
Yeah, that's a large, how much land is that? There's
Um,
200 acres or something?
yeah, over 200.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I talked to the first selectman a while ago about that. I didn't know much about it, so it's the different people have taken that under their wing. It's fine with
Yeah.
me. It sounds like a big project.
yeah.
Is there a land trust that's going to be involved in it though, or what?
I don't know.
Okay.
And
But I think the Trust for Public Land is proposed to be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not a final holder in general.
Right.
They're just a facilitator. So,
Yeah, I haven't been too involved with it to know if
Okay.
there's a plan for who would end up owning the easement over it.
all right. Well, I'll see if I can get an update from that. I think I read briefly about it in the paper, but that was a while
Yeah.
ago. So, yeah.
Yeah, 224 acres. And there was talk about using our set aside funds, the fee in lieu of open space funds, to contribute toward that.
Wouldn't it suck up the whole thing though? Isn't it pretty expensive?
Well, it might. It is 1.15 million, but I think they hope Aquarion will contribute, and the state.
Well, anyway, no one's officially asked us yet, so that's fine.
Yeah.
It will evaporate our fund.
Yeah.
I don't know how much is in our open space fund. I haven't even looked since I haven't had to, although we do have to do some financial stuff on that, I think. I better ask about that. It's a good point, actually.
Mm.
I haven't had to because Ness didn't ask for any funding last spring, so I didn't visit our budget at all. So I will do that. Okay. Under new business, we have discussion of proposed bulkatec River kayak trail. Well, we discussed that recently. We didn't, it actually wasn't an actual meeting, right? But we did have a discussion about it. Right, Keith, were you there? What?
No, I don't think I was.
Okay.
I was there, yeah.
It was just you and me, and who was the principal on that we were talking to?
Dave Hammond?
Dave Hammond, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, well, we can get an update on that at some point. Also under new business, I did read that correct me if I'm wrong, but the solar display installation up on Pequot Golf Course was approved or
Right, it was approved by the state siting council recently.
okay.
At Elm Ridge or?
Elm Ridge,
Yeah.
yeah.
On a portion of Elm Ridge.
Yeah. I know that High Ridge, the community up there was pretty concerned about it, and they wanted me to weigh in on various angles, but I really didn't. The meetings were not something I could make at the end of last summer, and then there wasn't really anything I could say anyway. It's just not in our purview as far as I can see, right, Keith? I mean, just isn't. It's done by
No, I mean, it's something where, the commission as a whole, could have had comments one way
yeah,
or another, but,
yeah. Do you know how big how many acres it takes up?
I don't recall offhand. It takes up a chunk of the golf course south of Elm Ridge Road.
Yeah,
And there's another piece on the west side of North Anguilla.
yeah. It's basically some of they're originally 18 holes, and I think they added 9 holes at one point back in the 90s or something. I think they're taking some of that back
Right.
for so.
Yeah, they found they have too much golf course, more golf course than they need.
Yeah. Okay. Well, keep your eyes and ears open for these various subjects. It says review of draft minutes, but you didn't have an actual meeting on the 24th, did you?
We did. That was our last meeting.
Last year.
Last year. Yeah. But before we go there,
yeah,
I just remembered this Mystic River Boathouse Park.
Yeah.
Brownfields grants.
Yeah.
Can we say that we support that? I don't know if the application is in and the grant has been made, but it would be nice just to.
I would like to support it. Yes, I think we all support it. It's turned into a very rather expensive and complicated project for a little bit of water access. I mean, it's valuable, but it's too bad it's turned so complicated. Where does the grant come from?
It's a state grant, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, DECD, Brownfields grant.
Yeah. Okay. All righty. Yeah, do we want to make a motion to just scribble off a letter to that effect? I don't know anything about it, really.
Yeah, I was sent information on it over a year ago or whenever that. So I mean, I'll write a letter of support, but
Okay.
Yeah, and I can check with Susan Cullen from our office, who's spearheading that, to see what would help.
Okay. Does everybody agree? Do we need a motion? Ben, why don't you just make a quick motion to write
make
a
a
letter?
motion that we support, write a letter of support for the Mystic River Boathouse Parks Brownfield Grant application.
Okay.
All right, and I will second that.
Just any more discussion? All in favor?
No,
I
I,
Okay. No opposition? Motion passes. Thank you, Ben, for that. The draft minutes of 24/20. 2/24/20.
Yeah. I have them here.
Been a long time ago, but
It's our last proper meeting.
yeah. All I can say is I'm pretty sure I read through them when you sent them. I can't honestly remember, but I can trust that Ben wrote the minutes correctly. I'm sure Stephanie would too.
Yeah, it's been over a year.
And Raven can't vote because she wasn't a member anyway, so we just have to approve them with the three
Yep.
of us. So let's just,
Okay.
we'll motion
I'll-
to approve the
I'll
draft
second.
minutes. Okay, all in favor?
I
Aye.
Okay. Regular meeting schedule for 2021. That's should have been done back in January, but anyway. What's the what are the hitches on it?
No, I guess we will just stick to our regular schedule, but the May meeting is, well, we always meet the fourth Monday of the month.
Yeah, no, May will work out because Memorial Day is the 31st. And there's the fourth Monday is the 24th.
Yeah,
So that's fine.
and we don't usually meet in December, but everything else is the fourth Monday.
Yeah, I'm just flipping through here. What? Under October, November. Yeah, we're good. I don't think we have, there's nothing that is conflicting. So that would be the only one we wouldn't meet on December 27th.
Okay.
If we had to, it'd be a special meeting. So yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all for making it. Raven, where are you actually now?
I'm actually in South Carolina. I've been taking care of my grandmother. She's not doing well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so keep her in your prayers, please.
Okay.
Her name is Margaret Larrymore.
No, I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah.
South Carolina are you?
Just outside of Columbia, St. Matthews.
Okay, my father is from Gladys, South Carolina.
Okay. Yeah, this is in Calhoun County.
Okay, and he lived in Camden, which is near.
Okay. Yep. I have cousins there in Camden. Yep, Stephanie.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for making the effort to attend, Raven. It really helped us get
No,
it.
no, of course. And my apologies for being late and everybody waiting on me. I appreciate you all's grace and understanding.
Well, no, it's great. I'm glad. I didn't know you were so far away and under such circumstances, so I really appreciate it.
It's
So,
all good.
yeah. So, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Seconded.
All in
Aye.
favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Keith.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Take care.